Hello everybody, welcome to the Clutch Breakdown series where we take a look at some of the best clutches throughout this APAC stage. I am Blackenblue joining you guys here today, so let's get right to it. There were some pretty crazy moments throughout the group stages for APAC, and this next clip here we got to start off the day is one of them. We look at 𝙎𝙩𝙖𝙜𝙚 𝙎𝙩𝙖𝙜𝙚 representing Indonesia versus Myth from Thailand, and what one hell of a crazy moment it was for them to secure it. Let's roll the clip. So we start this clip off with 𝙎𝙎𝙖𝙜𝙚 rushing into the A site. They take it and going for the plant. With this control that they've now newly found, they look to try and get even more control and push here towards the defender's sided spawn to punish the pick that WannaFly was able to find, but they do it without any really initiating utility here towards his defender's sided spawn, and it gets him killed, really. 𝙎𝙎𝙖𝙜𝙚, they fall down, and the immediate trades come as well here from Conga Red. 2v4, a dire situation for 𝙎𝙎𝙖𝙚 to be in, especially this late in the map. The spike does get planted down, and with that we see really 𝙎𝙎𝙖𝙜𝙚 here push towards his defender side spawn, but more importantly in coordination with 𝙎𝙎𝙗, who, if you take a look at the minimap, is already working his way towards A main instead to try and fall back, because the spike is planted for A main in the first place, as well as giving him the crossfire that 𝙎𝙎𝙗𝙚 could hold if he remains in control of this defender-sided spawn. But now we take our eyes towards 𝙎𝙎𝙗𝙚 and what he actually does here. He makes that contact towards the defender-sided spawn, and even if he doesn't get the kill on Conga Red, he pushes him back safely enough and delays time that this will remain crucial in the end. But we see now the retake here coming from Myth. 2v4, they have the advantage, and with the fast lane smoke being thrown up here by 𝙎𝙎𝙗𝙚, it lets him get into the site a bit safer, but also to the waiting hands of 𝙎𝙎𝙗. And more importantly, because of that fast lane blocking of this drop position, yes, right there, it makes it so that that drop cannot be used as an angle to get the immediate trade off of him that the Sage, or the Brimstone in this case, could have otherwise used. And because it was smoked off, they had no refrag ability aside from simply just jumping down to the waiting arms and the readied aim here of 𝙎𝙎𝙗, who takes him down one by one. He runs out of ammo here, but luckily for him, the fact that still, once again, this is the crossfire we're talking about, the crossfire from that A main position, as well as the defender-sided spawn that we saw 𝙎𝙎𝙗𝙚 hold here right now, is crucial to try and pull the attention both ways. And in that, the trade immediately comes here from 𝙎𝙎𝙗 with that attention given and taken. But now, as I said, crucial, the fact that we saw 𝙎𝙎𝙗𝙚 push Conga Red back, because now he's isolated from the fight. He can't help because of the fact that he was so far away from the real fight. But now here it comes once more, 1v1, perfectly timed haunt coming in from 𝙎𝙎𝙗𝙗, and he has the information to secure this clutch. And well, he gets it done. Jiggle here and there to really secure this round, and this is 𝙎𝙎𝙖𝙚 making the playoffs without dropping a single map in their group stages, and a lot of that was largely in part to the heroics we just saw from 𝙎𝙎𝙗. Now, that was crazy. But we got another clutch coming up here next, which came down to the smallest of margins, a mere 1/10 of a second to decide the outcome of a round. Let's take a look at the timely clutch coming in from Griffin's 𝙎𝙎𝙗𝙚 as he let it pour versus the Gaming Gladiators representing Singapore. Now, for this clip, it's 𝙎𝙎𝙗𝙚 who secures the round in the end, but it really was a team-wide effort here coming from the side of Griffin to get this round in the bag. We start things off with Z getting a huge pick here to equalize things up 4-4, but also take note, guys, of the position being played here by Feng. For him to be waiting inside the halls is a huge important factor, because it wastes so much of Styron's time having to address him here, the Sova of the Gaming Gladiators, and that really matters, especially that this round came down to a 1/10 of a second just to get the win. But as we said, 4v4 now, the retake's going on, and because of that operator, it forces the wall up here, as well as the pressure. It forces WireSelect to have to turn his toxic screen up, which does block off the sightlines, yes, that the operator could use, but also allows the Gaming Gladiators to control all of this space and really close that gap. Now that they're within here, the site, they don't really have to worry about crossing. They're at the cusp of breaking through that Viper's Pit. and that they do. All they have to do right now, especially as they get this kill here on the Feng, is focus on what's in front of him, and in that case, they take down the remaining post-plant defenders here on Griffin's side. That leaves it down now to the 2v3 in the favor of the Gaming Gladiators, with 𝙎𝙩𝙖𝙜𝙚 playing in a very important position, but so is 𝙎𝙎𝙖, and now we're going to turn our eyes to him. With him playing here towards his A main position, he has two real big jobs. One is to deny the defuse with utility, and the second is to make sure that the Viper's Pit here popped by 𝙎𝙎𝙖𝙜 isn't pushed from the left side of this site, that nobody comes in and walks through that Viper's Pit without him knowing. And it never comes to it, but the thing is, 𝙎𝙎𝙖𝙜, after getting the kill on a Z, he backs up and exposes himself to Frey, who takes him down. But luckily here for Griffin, the trade comes immediately from 𝙎𝙎𝙖. Now 1v2, he knows exactly where they are. He isolates the fight and takes down Frey, adjusting for him as well to make this into the 1v1. But there's no more utility really for him to throw out here. And with 𝙎𝙎𝙖 going up against 𝙎𝙗, he knows that if this Viper's Pit comes up, and it does, he's not going to be able to deny it with shock darts or an ultimate. So what does he do? He runs up to it, knowing that he doesn't even need to kill at this point. With the time ticking, as long as he can waste enough time, then they can get the round. And that he does to perfection, forcing 𝙎𝙗 off of the defuse just long enough for Griffin to secure a timely, hard-fought round win by the clock. Amazing, incredible sequence we just saw from Griffin and the Gladiators. Well, that's all we got here today in this episode of the Best Clutch Breakdowns, but if you guys want to catch more clips like this and more plays that are as exciting as what we saw today, then tune into the VCT APAC stage and witness the real spectacle that we've got here on hand. For the meantime, I am Blackenblue and will continue to be until I see you guys next time around.